Few pleasures are as universal as good food. It's one of life's great comforts, enriching for both body and soul. Whether you're traveling on vacation, having a business lunch, or catching a sporting event, food is an essential part of our everyday lives. Most people, however, never consider that restaurant kitchens are prone to fire, sometimes leading to tragedy. Even with this reality, restaurants throughout the world prepare our favorite meals each and every day. Fryers, broilers, open flame, and other sources of extreme heat are required for cooking. Combine this with highly flammable cooking liquids, and the restaurant kitchen becomes a recipe for possible fire. This unique mixture has placed special demands on fire protection for commercial kitchens both large and small. The restaurant kitchen by nature is prone to fire. In the early 1960s, Ansul designed the first restaurant fire suppression system. Using a dry chemical extinguishing agent, the system piping, nozzles, and detectors were installed under the kitchen hood over the hot appliances. This system would become a genuine lifesaver and eventually evolved into the R102 restaurant fire suppression system we see today. The R102 system uses a revolutionary wet chemical called Ansul-X. As a wet chemical agent, Ansul-X not only suppresses the flames, but also cools the surface of the appliances by creating a foam blanket that inhibits the escape of flammable vapor. This is crucial in the design of a system that would fight fire reflash.
One of the reasons we choose Ansul for our designs is not only the product itself, but the partnership they have with their service agencies. One of the things that we count on is reliability. We design many restaurants and we've tried different types of companies to provide equipment for us, and if that equipment doesn't work for us, then we move on to the next person who's providing that. Ansul has consistently provided us a quality product, has provided us a service agency that will be there when we need them, will answer our questions, that will also be able to help us out if any problems arise in the field.
With the R102, you have two design options. The primary is an appliance-specific design, which allows you to aim the nozzles at specific areas on the appliance. This is considered the most economical design because the chemical is directed exactly where it's needed to most efficiently suppress the fire. The alternative installation is overlapping appliance protection, where nozzles are installed in a straight line and provide overlapping discharge patterns. Using this layout, you can move or replace appliances, and as long as they stay within the fire-free zone, they will be protected. In the event of an actual fire, the fusible link detection system responds rapidly to the growing heat. When the temperature rating is exceeded, the fusible link separates, triggering the release of expellant from a cartridge installed within the Ansul Ottoman release mechanism. The expellant gas pressurizes the Ansul-X storage tank and dispenses the agent throughout the distribution system, rapidly knocking down the flames. To help prevent fire reflash, the agent creates a foam blanket that inhibits the release of flammable vapors and cools the hazard area. It's no wonder then that the R102 became the standard for restaurant fire suppression systems around the world. It became a preferred installation in kitchens everywhere. Still, the evolution in kitchens continues, with a continuing emphasis on low cholesterol and lower fat cooking. The use of vegetable oils and highly insulated appliances tends to keep cooking liquids at a higher temperature longer. Kitchen fires are not only harder to extinguish, but the appliances themselves have become more and more difficult to cool, thus making the risk of reigniting the fire even greater. In response, new UL standards were issued to address the changes in restaurant kitchen technologies, thereby adding to the difficulty of fire suppression. Clearly, something new was called for, something that took restaurant fire suppression systems to a new level, something offering even more protection in places where there are large groups of people, such as nursing homes, schools, hotels, stadiums, and hospitals. And once again, Ansul was there with the Piranha Restaurant Fire Suppression System. More than a typical wet chemical suppression system, more than a water cooling system, the Piranha Hybrid Wet Agent System combines the effective capabilities of its new proprietary PRX extinguishing agent and a water supply into an aggressive 1-2 punch of fire suppression. Detecting a fire, a Piranha fusible link responds to the rising temperature and separates, triggering the release of a compressed gas cylinder within the Ansul Ottoman release mechanism. The compressed gas pressurizes the PRX agent tank and discharges Ansul PRX wet chemical agent throughout the system, rapidly knocking down the flames. Simultaneously, an air cylinder is pressurized, tripping the Ansul mechanical gas shutoff valve. The discharged chemical reacts with the hot grease to form a vapor-securing blanket to help prevent fire reflashes. Almost immediately, the Piranha system initiates phase 2 of protection and begins to discharge water, cooling the area and the remaining fuel below the stage at which it can reignite. This takes about 1 minute, approximately 15 times faster than conventional wet chemical systems. At the same time, water reacts with the PRX water-enhanced agent and increases the thickness of the foam blanket for added protection against fire reflash. Piranha's self-contained water supply gives you 3 minutes of water discharge, ensuring that the flammable oils and greases are cooled well below auto-ignition levels, minimizing the chance for fire reflash. The Piranha system requires 60% less wet chemical per hazard. That means fewer chemical storage tanks are required in the kitchen. And like the R102, the Piranha system allows overlapping nozzle placement with as much as 25.5 inches spacing. This permits you to replace or rearrange your appliances without interfering with your fire suppression scheme. It also reduces installation time, material, and labor cost, making the systems easier to service.
I always like to recommend the Piranha for virtually all applications just because of the superior firefighting compared to all other systems out there. However, the best application is for any sort of cooking lineup that is going to have a lot of interchangeability of appliances, where one day there may be a grill and a charbroiler, and the next day it might be a range and a fryer.
The Piranha Fire Suppression System is carrying on the R102 tradition of reliable, safe, and flexible fire suppression systems. As a first line of defense, give your Ansul fire suppression system added protection with the K-Guard kitchen fire extinguisher, meeting tough UL and ULC test requirements and NFPA 96 and 10 standards. The K-Guard fire extinguisher uses Ansul-X, the same reliable extinguishing agent in the R102 system. As the #1 brand in fire suppression systems, Ansul was the first to respond to the specialized needs of the restaurant industry. Today, Ansul has become the most complete fire suppression systems brand for restaurant fire protection. Ansul systems are in 90% of the top 200 global restaurant chains and have a worldwide service support network to guarantee you the best solution for any commercial kitchen. The R102 and Piranha Restaurant Fire Suppression Systems. Practical, reliable, but most of all, proven. Ansul, developing the latest technologies to make restaurant fire protection sure and responsive. Choose the most trusted name in kitchen fire suppression worldwide. Choose Ansul.